Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to Sincerely Bhakti, a project where I explore scripture with my intellect and with my heart. So today I'm reading from the Bhagavad-gītā, commentary by Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and I will be discussing the top-down and bottom-up approaches to spiritual life. So I'm reading from chapter 2, verse 17. That which pervades the entire body you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. So the context for this verse is that Arjuna has surrendered to his friend, who is also God, Kṛṣṇa. And the very first instructions that Kṛṣṇa is delivering are of the nature of the soul. This is very pertinent for Arjuna because he is lamenting about the prospect of killing his family members and his friends. And so Kṛṣṇa immediately is describing the nature of the soul that resides within each of those bodies of his family members and his friends. And what is the nature of this soul? And one of the most important aspects of the soul that resides within the body of not only human beings, but every living being on this planet is that the soul is eternal. So Kṛṣṇa is an amazing teacher, actually, because if you look closely at this verse, you'll see how he says that which pervades the entire body you should know to be indestructible. This is implying that the soul is experienced, right? Prabhupada writes in his purport, anyone can understand what is spread all over the body. It is consciousness. So yes, people might not have the official understanding that the soul is called the Atma and that it is eternal, but anyone can understand there is consciousness within a body. And even later on, Prabhupada talks about how anyone can distinguish certain elements of the soul within a body versus a dead body. He says any layman can understand that the material body minus consciousness is a dead body, almost like a material calculation, right? And this consciousness cannot be revived in the body by any means of material administration. So he's saying anyone can understand, any layman can understand. This is practically experienced by our own lived experience in this world. And similarly, Kṛṣṇa is guiding his disciple and his friend Arjuna to also understand this soul is not something inaccessible and that you have no experience of. You do. You can feel it within your body. At the same time, Prabhupada quotes two different scriptures. The first is Svetashvatara Upanishad and the second is Mundaka Upanishad. And they both describe the size of the soul, the elements of the soul, where it's situated within the body, situated within the heart. So these are all specific descriptions of the soul that come from scripture, that maybe we have no idea that the soul is the 10,000th size of the tip of a hair, which is super small. We don't have that experience. In fact, no one can see it because it's so small and it's beyond material conception. So certain aspects of the soul cannot be seen or experienced, but others can. And we can all understand consciousness is the most crucial element. So we have sources from scripture telling us the nature of the soul, and we also have our own lived experience. If we go to a funeral and we see a dead body, right, we can understand, this person is gone. The person's not gone physically, the body is right there, but we understand, the spirit is gone, right? The most important part of a person is gone. The body is still a sacred vessel and we honor the body and we offer our respects to this body. At the same time, the soul is the most important. So Prabhupada concludes here by saying that so the constitution of the atomic soul is admitted in all Vedic literatures and it is also actually felt in the practical experience of any sane man. So Prabhupada is emphasizing here the Vedic literatures. He quoted two verses in his commentary, and he's substantiating this understanding of the soul through scripture. And there are many other verses that describe the nature of the soul as well. And then we also have our practical lived experience. So we can say when we hear from the authorities, we hear from scripture, we hear from teachers, this is like this top-down approach to our spiritual life. We need that, right? Just in material life and material education, we need to go to university and hear from professors and teachers. Otherwise, what value is going to university, right? If we could just learn how to be an engineer on our own, including no YouTube videos or anything like that, just literally on our own, then we would have no need for teachers and universities and authorities. But we do. We need those. So similarly, scriptures and teachers and gurus on the spiritual path are essential to guiding us in the right understanding and on the right path. So that's this top-down approach, right? We need to hear from the top and it comes down to us. We need to be sincerely open and receptive to listening. And then we also have this bottom-up approach to spiritual life. From my own lived experience, I can draw certain conclusions and understand divine nature. It's all within my understanding if I'm open to it. So from the bottom-up approach, we can feel there's a very practical understanding of spiritual life and that it's not some abstract concept, right? Spiritual life is meant to be applied and experienced. So we have the scriptures as well as our practical experience, and this combination, we need both. And the combination is magical, right? It actually leads us to self-realization. So thank you for tuning in today about the nature of the soul and how we can progress in spiritual life through top-down and bottom-up approaches. I'll see you next time. Hare Krishna.